Finally, we are here. Finally, we are here with Volvo's ES90. It's been 6 months since we first saw the teaser video at the World of Volvo at the end of the 1990 event. That was in September 2024. And now, 6 months later, I have the ES90 in front of me. And we're gonna rip off the cover of this. So finally we are here. Finally, I am here. So a huge thanks to Volvo Car Norway for sending me down here. You know, I'm a huge fan of Volvo's S90. I'm also a previous owner. So I have been super stoked for the ES90 for a very, very long time. So these 6 months have been, yeah, painful. But now, finally it's time. We're just gonna rip off this cover of my potentially new car. Here we have it. Oh, look at that. Oh, the all new ES90. Wow, wow, wow. This exact car, this is the ES90 in the ultra trim level, is finished off in the new Aurora Silver. Beautiful, elegant color. We are rocking 22-inch alloys, and the beauty lays within. We have the ventilated Dawn Nordico upholstery with the light ash decor. Beautiful spec. I just have to take it in a couple of seconds. But if we start here with the front, you see this same front as we saw on the EX90. That is carried over now to the ES90. Beautiful, stylish, elegant and clean front. I wasn't super thrilled of the EX90 front to begin with, but it has really grown on me. And now I really like the EX90 and also the ES90. We have this new iteration of the Torslanda LEDs with the lightning strike. Sadly, we don't have that opening sequence as the EX90 have with the active Torx hammer that opens up and blinks at you. But we have this same style and layout. Really nice. But what do you think about the design? I really love these creases we have here in the bonnet. All in all, this is really giving me positive vibes. Jumping over to the profile view on this ES90. I have to say it looks pretty darn good. We have this awesome 22-inch alloys, diamond cut. We have black detailings here on the window frames, the mirror caps, and also the lower side sills. I have to say, I'm amazed. But let's talk figures, dimensions. If we compare it towards the S90, so that you have some perspective on, try to sit down. So we have some perspective, and I can put in the boxes on each side. If we take the S90, that is a total length of 4 meters and 97. The ES90, 5 meters. So it has grown just 3 centimeters. If we think about the width, S90, 202, ES90, 212. The height, S90, 144, ES90, 154. So we have more height here. So we have grown 10 centimeters, both in width and in height. But you may see that it also sits higher. The ground clearance have increased from 14.8 and up to 17.7. So it sits higher. But the biggest difference, wheelbase, the S90 are 2 meters and 94. ES90, 3 meters and 10 centimeters. So it has grown 16 centimeters on the wheelbase. That is extensive. I'm really excited to see how this will play out in the vehicle dynamics, driving comfort, driving dynamics. But I can bet you that some of those additional centimeters have gone to the rear seat compartment. Bigger, more space for the rear seats. So bigger car than the S90. If you think about weight, if you take the S90 T8, that has a weight at approximately 2,100 kilos for the S90 T8. The ES90 has gained a couple of pounds, 2,400 to 2,600 kilos, depending on what spec you go for. So it's a heavy car. Towing capacity, S90, like the T8, can tow 2,100 kilos. And the ES90, it is 1,600 kilos on the rear wheel drive and 2,000 kilos on the all-wheel drive. So that was the dimensions for the car. We can also talk about the battery and the battery tech. because we have two batteries available in the ES90. We have a small at 92 kilowatt hours, usable capacity 88 kilowatt hours. And this is paired up with the single motor rear wheel drive. We're going to talk about the power figures afterwards. But as I said, two batteries. First one, 92 kilowatt hours. And that has a peak charging at 300 kilowatt. And a projected range at approximately 650 kilometers. But then we have a bigger battery at 106 kilowatt hours, usable capacity 102. And that is paired up with the twin motor options. But this battery, the big one, has a peak charging power at 350 horsepower. Not horsepower, 350 kilowatts. And I think that was a must have. I think that was a minimum to reach 350 kilowatt. Because the competitors are getting tougher and tougher, charging are getting tougher and tougher. And you know, the ES90 are the first Volvo that have been built on the 800 volt architecture. It is the same platform as the EX90, the SPA2 platform, but now we have an 800 volt architecture. And I thought in my head that 350 was like the minimum that I wanted to see in the ES90. And luckily we have 350. So that is the peak charging power for the bigger batteries. But I'm really excited to see how also the charging curve will turn out. Volvo have said, or they estimate a charging time from 10 to 80 at approximately 20 minutes. So that is class leading if we look away from the Seeker 7X. But that is the big battery. Peak charging at 350 kilowatt and a projected range at approximately 700 kilometers. So that is quite impressive tech spec for the ES90. Another cool thing are that the ES90 are hardware ready for bi-directional charging. So you can charge your house or you feed power back to your grid. I actually saw a EX90 at World of Volvo at the 1990 event that displayed this charging situation with bi-directional charging. And the ES90 will probably be the first Volvo because this is hardware ready. Just missing a couple of software tuning probably. So bi-directional charging. It's also prepared for plug and charge in some markets. So the tech spec on the ES90, I find that really, really intriguing and just on top of its game. 350 kilowatt peak power, 700 kilometers projected range. So in terms of tech and specifications, I'm really blown away. But now let's talk about the power figures because they are gonna really blow you away. If we start with the small battery, the small battery, 92 kilowatt hours, 88 kilowatt hours usable. That is paired up with the single motor rear wheel drive. That is a system power of 333 horsepower and 480 newton meters of torque. 0 to 100, 6.9 seconds. So respectively, it's decent. And as I said earlier, projected range 650 kilometers. Peak power was 300 kilowatt. So that's a good package. But that's not enough. We have a twin motor option available, bumping the power significantly up to 449 horsepower. System torque are 670 newton meters. 0 to 100, 5.5 seconds. And that twin motor setup, 449, that is a combination of a front motor providing 177 horsepower and a rear motor providing 272 horsepower. So rear wheel biased. Awesome setup, but we're not going to stop there because Volvo have another trick up their sleeve. The frosting on the cake, the cherry on top, and that is the twin motor performance. And you better hold on because these numbers are freaking crazy. We are bumping the power from 449 up to 680 horsepower. 680. And it was like 870 newton meters of torque. This is absolutely insane. And that has a front motor at 299 horsepower and a rear motor at 381. 381 just on the rear, and yeah, 299 in the front, so 680, and that does 0 to 100 in 4 seconds flat. 4 seconds in a car that weighs, yeah, probably 2.5 tons. It's absolutely bonkers. Twin motor performance. Yeah, these numbers are just, I was just blown away when I saw the spec sheets on the ES90 with this twin motor performance. 680, the most powerful Volvo ever produced. And also, yeah, it's not the fastest. Yeah, the EX30 are quite fast. But 4 seconds flat in this luxury sedan, yeah, definitely. So huge thumbs up to Volvo for this twin motor performance. Bonkers. Good to see some performance figures. But while we are back here, we can look at the exterior design. Strong shoulder lines. I hope the camera picks it up. I'm going to overlay a couple of B-rolls during this video. But strong shoulder line. And yes, we have this C40 look-alike taillights here on the hatch opening. But the taillights themselves, they are similar as we have seen on the S90, both the first original S90 and also the facelifted S90. But they do have some Polestar 2 vibes going on. But all in all, personally, I think they could skip this part. But as far as I know, these won't lit up when you are driving. It's just these ones. But I could be mistaken. But from the rear, it's not the best angle right off the bat. I prefer the front and the side view, but you can decide for yourself. What do you think? And well, we talk about exterior design. Let's see if I can open this boot. This won't open, because one of the best parts with the ES90 are that it's not a sedan opening. It is a hatch opening. We're back. The car was locked, but as we now open, you can see this hatch opening. And I'm a previous owner of the S90, and I've also had 2 S60s, and those have had the regular sedan opening. But now, proper fastback hatchback opening. This is something I really appreciate, that you don't have to compromise on versatility. Some space under the floor here, a little storage net here on the side, some hooks, and we have this partition net. It will probably be attached to this one, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see if I can pull it all the way up and attach it here where I think it's supposed to be, because then you don't have access or visible access to the storage room. But hatchback opening is approximately 470 liters, if I'm not mistaken. I can put it in somewhere. That number has slipped my mind. But what do you think about the exterior design and the hatchback opening and these new taillights? I'm really amazed by the front and the front lights. Here I'm not totally convinced, but maybe if you, yeah, as I said earlier, skip this part, take them off, and then it could totally work. I really like it. It has some nostalgia to, I'm not sure what previous Volvo I think about when I see this, because it's pretty flat down here. We have some extensions here on the rear bumper, but I like it. I like it a lot. As I said earlier, the color Aurora Silver. I haven't seen what colors it will be available in, but since this is an ES90, we can probably assume that we are getting the same colors as we do on the EX90. So we got the Onyx Black, we got the Crystal White, we got the Vapor Grey, Platinum Grey, we got the Sand Dune, Denim Blue, and Mulberry Red, and also Bright Silver. But Bright Silver will probably be replaced for this Aurora Silver. But I can put in a list if I get the available colors. I hope, yeah, I said Mulberry Red. I was hoping for something more bold, like the Passion Red or Bursting Blue, a comeback for those. I don't think we will see that, but maybe we will see the Forest Lake that we saw on the redesigned XC60. Crossing my fingers there, but I will put in the box with the available colors. I see here we got a rear facing camera with a nozzle here. Nice little touch that they didn't mention in the press release. So probably you can wash the rear camera. That is also always nice. Pretty interesting lower bumper. I like it. But let's now jump on the inside. The beauty lays within, and it's here you're going to spend your most of your time. This guy here had a key card to open the car, but the ES90 will also be available with a digital key. So you can have it on your phone and you can probably share it with your friends. Jumping inside the ES90. And there's a couple of details that I instantly notice. As a previous S90 owner, one of the biggest attractions with the S90 was the luxury, the interior luxury, and all the tactical feeling when you touch things. And here, just visually, it looks really, really good. Leather wrapped on top of the door cars here with contrast stitching, beautiful Bowers & Wilkins speaker grids, this light ash decor, and we have Nordico material on the side here, contrast stitching. Yeah, we have the same 2-button layout and a button to operate the rear window. But now, let's see. Rubberized mat in the bottom, yes, but there's some scratchy parts on the side. The S90 was better in that. It had leather and fabric on the sides. We also have the door goes over the sill. That's a nice touch. Plastic sun visors, so it's a little step down from the S90, but visually it looks really, really good. Luckily we are greeted with a driver display, 9-inch display. We also have a huge head-up display, but this Dawn, ventilated Dawn Nordico, really, really delicious with this contrast stitching. I think this looks really, really good. These seats are actually quite delicious. Strong side bolsters. Oh, I could definitely get used to this. But let's see what we got here. This 2-tone steering wheel, 3 spokes. And I have to say, I like what I see, and I like what most of the materials feels. They have even Nordico on the side here with contrast stitching. Beautiful light ash cover over the cup holders. We have a smartphone charger and a little storage area. Also a little storage area behind this center screen. And now while we talk about screens, I mentioned earlier we have a 9-inch driver display, a huge head-up display, and we have a 14.5 center screen. And this is running the Snapdragon. So you just close the door. This Snapdragon cockpit platform, so it's super sharp, super responsive. I'm not sure how, if we can, if it's on full functionality. Let's see, maps. But I have to say, I think it looks pretty darn good, even if it's an iPad thing and it's not integrated in the car's interior. But it doesn't protrude too high, so you can still see the beautiful Bowers & Wilkins tweeter. But you know, the ES90 is a software-defined car. So it's the first car to run this NVIDIA processor chip. It's actually coming to the EX90 later this year. But this NVIDIA, I can put in the name of this NVIDIA processor chip. This can run like 500 trillion operations each second. So in terms of UX, this is just state of the art. But the materials and the layout, beautiful light ash. What is this? Oh, this is the volume knob, probably Örefors crystal. And you have buttons to, I'm gonna turn down the music, but the Bowers & Wilkins, that is something you, if you have possibility to put that in your spec, if you're ordering this car, I would definitely go for Bowers & Wilkins. It is like 25 speakers, 1610 watts. I've had the previous Bowers & Wilkins in my XC90, XC60, V60, S90, and both of the S60s, so yeah. So I love the Bowers & Wilkins, and here it's even improved. Speakers in the headrest, Dolby Atmos, It's an expensive option. I think it was like 45,000 or something. But yeah, I have some storage, big storage room under here. This USB ports. And overall, see how do you open the glove compartment? It's probably on the screen. Let's see if I can find it out. Drive adjustment, trunk, one pallet, roof shading. Yeah, we're gonna touch glove box. Yeah, it won't open. But it is on the screen. But as I said earlier, this is the Dawn, the Nordico Dawn. Volvo have a little treat for us. This is the light one. It is also available in charcoal Nordico, cardamom Nordico, and luckily you can get also leather. That was available in the EX90 from model 26, but this already comes with leather as an option. But you know the best part? Volvo are gonna offer a mulberry red upholstery. Mulberry red ventilated leather. Just imagine this Aurora Silver with a mulberry red upholstery. That's gonna look wicked, or maybe onyx black. So we're gonna get a red upholstery. That is amazing. It's a smoked dark red, almost like the background here in this studio. Smoked dark red. I'm just super stoked to see the mulberry red live. That is something I could really consider myself. But let's now jump in the back. Jumping inside the rear seats of the ES90. We are greeted with the same beautiful materials as we have in the front doors. This leather wrapped top, probably Nordico. Contrast stitching, beautiful Bowers & Wilkins speaker grids, light ash decor, Nordico. Yes, we have plastic on the inside, but a rubberized mat in the bottom of the storage room in the door. Beautiful materials, still with this light ash decor and a little chrome highlighting. Touchscreen here for the climate, with the vents and also some USB ports. I think the seats are, or maybe the floor is slightly high, so you get a weird little angle, but at least you can stretch out and you have an abundance of space. This is superior for long distance driving. If you have a private chauffeur, just sit there and relax. You also have a huge, let's see if I can pull this down, huge center armrest with beautiful materials. Again, this here we have light ash, Nordico, contrast stitching, integrated cup holders. Beautiful situation going here. It just rises up, but beautiful materials. I have to say, little storage room. And a cool thing, or another cool thing with the ES90, are the rear seats can be folded. Let's see if I can find that hatch. In 40, 20, 40. Perfect if you want to transport long items. Maybe you have skis and such. And this is actually the first Volvo beside the XC90 on the SPA platform that offers 40, 20, 40. It's only XC90 that offers it, and now the EX90, and yeah, now the ES90. So that's something I really appreciate. But maybe the best part with sitting back here, we have a huge panoramic roof. You can't open it, it's just a glass roof. But unlike the EX90, because on the EX90 there was a lot of comments that people wanted a sunblind that you can get in the XC90. Electric sunblind or cover for the panoramic roof. In the EX90 there's nothing. You can buy a manual sunblind, same as I have in my EC40. You click it on place, but it doesn't feel premium. Here, luckily, Volvo have taken it one step further, because this huge roof are actually electrochromatic. So you can dim it down, either full dim or each section. I'm gonna try that afterwards. Or I would at least overlay some video clips of that. So that is highly welcomed. It's probably gonna get warm and cold, like in hot summer days and cold winter days, but at least you can dim it. But I can really stay here for hours. Good seats, good space. You sit like a king in the backside, in the back seats of the ES90. Yeah, probably gonna end the video here and just take a little nap. Listen to Bowers & Wilkins. That was a short presentation of the exterior and interior of the new ES90. That leaves only two questions. When can you order and what will the price be? 2 hours ago I got the price list that applies for Norway, and the ES90 in the single motor rear wheel drive in the core equipment level starts at 659. I can overlay all the prices here because I can't remember it all from top of my head. But it was like 659 for the core version. And if you want the full enchilada, you want the twin motor performance, that starts at 913,000. And then you have to add Bowers Wilkins, approximately like 40,000. You probably have to add 22-inch alloys. But I think you're gonna get it around 1 million Norwegian kroners. And I think that is actually a quite good price. Because if you look at the competitor, one of the maybe the fiercest competitors, Audi A6 Sportback e-tron or e-tron Sportback. I actually got a price offer on one a couple of days ago for the A6, and that was approximately 1,083,000. And if you went for the S6, it was 1,001,200. So if you can get this for like 1 million to 1,050,000, I think this is highly competitive. And also the tech and the spec just crushes the A6. So I think the price are actually pretty good. Fully loaded, 1 million. But the starting price, 650. Then there's a little caveat here, because sadly you can't order the all-wheel drive, the twin motor right now. It is available to order, but it's just the rear wheel drive, single motor. The production for the all-wheel drive, the twin motor, will start next year in week 10. I'm not sure if you can place an order for that already. But I'm really tempted myself, but I'm going to talk about that in a next video if I'm going to order one myself. But that was the price. Availability is going to be produced at Volvo's factory in Chengdu, China. I also got my S90 from China, so I have no issues with that. But I actually, overall, I've been here now for approximately 1 hour, and I have to say, I'm really amazed by the new ES90. So, huge thumbs up for me. Huge thanks to Volvo Car Norway for sending me down here and for the crew to organize this for me. Yeah, thumbs up for me. I hope you have enjoyed this. Drop a comment down below. What do you think about the exterior, interior design, the tech spec? Are you just as impressed as I am? But I think I'm going to end it there. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. Take care and bye bye.